Detroit, a busy American city known more for stroads than transit. So what's this thing doing here? We traveled to Detroit to find out. It is a warm day here in the one and only Detroit, Michigan, and we have braved the sun after a long Tigers game to talk about perhaps one of the most interesting, charismatic, unique, weird, wonderful little public transit institutions in America, the Detroit People Mover. The Detroit People Mover first entered service in 1987, covering 13 stations on a 2.94-mile one-way loop around downtown. Detroit lucked out and won a competition by the Urban Mass Transit admin to fund a People Mover pilot system, which out of 35 applicants, only it and Miami actually built. In its first year, the system averaged 11... Oh, wait a minute, we're about to witness a Canon, Michigan event. Now, in its first year, the system averaged 11,000 riders daily. However, ridership has declined since, with an average of about 3,000 per weekday in the first quarter of 2026. This ridership, however, is uneven, with large events such as the 5 days surrounding Super Bowl 40 bringing over 215,000 riders. Until December of 2023, the fare was 75 cents a trip. However, fares were suspended in January as part of a sponsored pilot program, and it seems to have marked the beginning of a shift in local leaders' attitudes towards public transit. Let's ride the thing and see what it's like.
Ah, no!
I thought that was gonna be so cool.
Immediately, Cadillac Center Station is a little uncooperative. But there seem to be good signs for the future of Detroit's transit inside. Though, unfortunately, the broken mechanism trend does continue.
Wait, Seattle, you're cringe. Why don't you guys have this? Never mind, it's not working. Is it? Right.
Now, I have no idea if it being unresponsive was a function of the free fares or not, but the escalator itself was broken too, so make of that what you will. As for the positives though, we loved the tile work once we got up the stairs. It really adds some personality to this station. Pride Month was in session, and as we got to the platform, it was really cool how they had safety instructions in Arabic. You don't see that on many American systems. I liked their third rail safety poster, and they had a working digital sign with not even too crunchy of a layout to show you wait times. It's a pretty platform.
It is a pretty platform.
We'd inadvertently picked to start at a station with a really pretty slice of the Detroit cityscape. This is a really lively part of town, as evidenced by the alcohol-oriented transit down on the street.
Oh my god, they're off.
Yeah, this is transit. Transit content. Thankfully, we didn't have to wait long before our train arrived. And there are our good friend, the Mark I Innovia Metro cars built by the Urban Transportation Development Corporation of Canada. And while it doesn't feel exactly like Vancouver's SkyTrain, you can definitely tell they're the same vehicles, bringing back some fond memories. Leaving the station, we pass the indefinitely closed but beautiful old Art Deco Skillman Library, and the L.B. King and Company building with its beautiful green windows. And it isn't long before we pull into our next stop, Broadway.
This is the Broadway station.
Now, the Detroit People Mover is automated, so presumably the intervals it's at the stations for are programmed based on demand, but we didn't see that many people using Broadway this time. Soon we're off again and getting views of the very ballpark where not an hour before we got sunburned. We got a great view up Woodward, featuring the booze trolley from earlier. And Grand Circus Park was an objectively busy transit station. And to top it all off, we get to see the Q-Line streetcar when we depart. I thought the scaffolding holding up a collapsed building facade was pretty cool. The stations are really close together though, and soon we're pulling into Times Square. I have to say, who is Nick? And why is he gaslighting us? And the train somehow gets even busier at this stop. It's a beautiful thing to see. Soon, we're moving again and getting a good view of what's certainly a very visually impressive bus terminal. And then we hit another station across the street from the same bus terminal.
Michigan. I thought we were in Michigan.
We are in Michigan.
Now we're really in Michigan.
Michigan Prime aside, it seems crazy to me that the bus terminal has 2 stations, one at each end. At least there's this pretty mural adding a splash of color before. You guys, really? To be fair, this is one of our favorite stops aesthetically. Those tiles are beautiful. And Fortin Cass is relatively quick compared to some of the other stations. We pass our favorite, surface parking, and shortly after crossing Congress Street, we are swallowed up by Huntington Place. Huntington Place was a surprisingly short stop for a convention center, but soon we're moving again. It's really interesting how subterranean it feels until you come out and you realize you're still on elevated rails. And damn if these Glorp Tunnel sky bridges weren't cool. And Water Square seems relatively popular, at least a few people got off here. This station scores more style points as we pull out and I see this awesome mural on the side of it. And at this point, the longest segment between stations treats us with some incredible views of the Detroit River. I haven't seen water this blue since I lived in Honolulu, and I always love getting to see Canada. As we turn the corner away from the river, we got some really good views of the Detroit Princess, a nice old riverboat, and some good views of the giant Pride block party they were throwing in Hart Plaza, before pulling into the Financial District station, where a sizable majority of people and bananas got off the train. Pulling out of Financial District, we get some amazing views of the very heart of the Detroit waterfront. It's so alive and beautiful and really shows you the potential this city has. Just imagine being in one of those offices and getting to see the People Mover go past all day. Millender Center Station has some very 80s postmodern cyan blue glass all around it. And then it's not very long crossing Jefferson Avenue at all before we pull up at Renaissance Center. Surprisingly few people get on and off here on this trip for such a monolithic complex. We then rounded the corner, got some views of our favorite morally questionable healthcare giant, and pulled into the Bricktown station. This was the quieter side of the line, and because there weren't as many people on the train, I was able to get a nice sample of the door closing sound.
The digital bookmark of where my car's at, so I did that way.
We left Bricktown and really only got time to see the side of the casino before we pulled into the Greektown station. This was definitely one of the busier stations owing to the bustling entertainment district that it serves. The wait did seem a little excessive how long we sat at the platform, but I haven't seen this on its busiest day, I'm guessing. One of my favorite views this journey was looking down Monroe Street in Greektown. Here you see a beautiful new pedestrianized street in the fashion that we should all follow in our cities. There was this whole rooftop party going on too to underscore how lively the neighborhood really is. We passed the courthouse Mae West was tried for obscenity at, saw our reflection in a building, and then passed whatever this oppressive thing is. Soon we'd return to Cadillac Center, but like the true foamers we are, we stayed on for another circuit and got footage of the other side. It was really nice to see all the buildings we'd missed, the murals we'd missed, hell, there was even a whole park we couldn't see out the other window. I got this transit-on-transit shot of a bus. Detroit is just such an awesome cityscape. There's a lot to love here and some truly awe-inspiring buildings. Getting off at Millender Center, we'd really enjoyed the People Mover. At this point, we were on a new quest to finish our journey, though. We'd seen a sky bridge below us and desperately needed to know if it was accessible. We headed off the platform past these awesome mosaics, and this lobby that felt like the cover of a math textbook. The elevator opened, and
I don't know, just like
what are we on? We're on 5. Maybe the sky bridge is on 4. It was on the second level, but we couldn't use it. It needed a county employee ID. We knew there was another one going to Renaissance Center, so we headed in that direction and inadvertently got stuck in the back rooms, whose main tenants apparently include a Christian Science reading room. We did make a massive find, though.
Is that an IHOPPLEBEE's?
We found it.
Sam, we're fans. Oh wait, it's an Express. Does that count because it's not a full service IHOP? It's an IHOPPLEBEE's. I'll establish that.
All shoutouts to the goat of fast food aside, we have no idea what is about to hit us. We are seconds from disaster. Wasn't the one he ate at?
Oh yeah. Holy
It was an experience. This smells like the interior of an AMC Gremlin. We did get some cool underside views of the People Mover, but my god, it felt like taking one for the team to get this footage. After feeling extra patriotic, we finally make it to the Ren-Sen, and not a moment too soon. We find ourselves walking through its own back rooms on our attempt to get down to street level. And then we find ourselves in a place I thought I'd only ever see in pictures. We were so sucked into this incredible space that we didn't realize we'd passed the point of public access.
Okay, yep.
Beautiful architecture in this lobby, huh? Security was ambivalent towards my question. Well, I guess we gotta try and stay here to see it one day. As we exited the building and nearly got run over by Canada's worst driver, we reflected on the People Mover and the wonderful day it had brought us. The Detroit People Mover is seen by many as a white elephant, and I think this perception is much maligned. It's an excellent way to navigate some of the core neighborhoods of Detroit, places where the soul of the city remains alive and well between seas of empty surface lots. It's a fully built-out component of what was once a much larger transit plan for the city, and Detroit shouldn't look a gift horse like that in the mouth. If used as originally intended to distribute people all around the downtown hub where they can connect to other lines, it would be an incredibly powerful connector. We all know building a system of this scale in today's money would cost monumentally more than it did in the 80s, and the city should take that in stride and make smart decisions maintaining and building around that. It all starts with making your voice heard and getting involved. With the Wayne County Transit expansion passing earlier this month, there's never been a better time than now to be proactive and involve your community in building a more connected Detroit. Victories for transit don't just involve new systems. We need to fight tirelessly for the maintenance and continued operation of what already is. Organizations like Transportation Writers United are doing the Lord's work out here, and it's great to see Detroit going in the right direction, though there's much more work to be done. Thank you for watching, and though we didn't ride any buses in this video, always remember to thank your bus driver.